Today for the Bitcoin price with DavinciJ15, we will talk about Bitcoin and the fact that Bitcoin is right now fighting with a very important price level and moving average. And also, if we were to break it, there is a very specific price target we are targeting in the immediate short term. However, guys, there is a confluence of indications pointing towards the fact that we might see a heavy retracement before we will actually be off to the races. We will talk about all of that because right now we are in a very crucial decision time. We will also talk in the second part of the video, which might be the even more important one, about one specific thing, and that's the IPO bubble we actually have right now on the US markets. Right now you can see that a lot of unprofitable companies are actually extremely profitable on the stock market, and this certain thing points towards the fact that the recession is already around the corner. Guys, we will share DaVinci's specific thoughts about that, the imminence, and what that means for the Bitcoin price in the short, mid, and long run. Definitely stay here, make sure you smash up the like button, but right now we really want to come to the most important question of today. DaVinciJ15, how are you doing today, my man?
Great, man. My altcoin portfolio is up, so I'm happy.
I saw that. So yeah, amazing, man. You are not only like a Bitcoin way, you are also an altcoin way. Still, it's great to see. I think everyone is happy about you making some serious gains, and we hope the same is the case for the audience. I mean, no matter if you have Bitcoin or altcoins, you are up the recent few weeks. So that's great. Thanks, DaVinci. Maybe we pull up the charts. We check out Bitcoin, which actually is at a very important decision time right now. Before we go into that one picture you showed me before we started recording, which actually shows us the pure craziness of the markets and the economy right now.
Well, I've drawn out a couple AB equals CDs, the most likely ones that are going to be occur in the next little while. And so AB equals CDs, just for people to understand, is that it's actually a reversal zone or a trade location. Basically, once the price gets up to up to that target price, that you could look for indications that the market is going to turn and go the opposite direction. Right. So in this case, right, the market's heading up, and so we're looking for the market to turn at any of these red points, these red dashed lines at that point. So what we're having here on the 4-hour, we've already looked at the 4-hour. I'm not going to bring it up, but we looked at the 4-hour, and we're starting to see indications of a divergence. It's only a unconfirmed divergence, but it's a divergence nonetheless. If we go straight up, we might negate that divergence and have to create a new one. But we're still going to probably have a divergence heading up to this level, the 9,300 level. Notice that we also have the 200-day moving average on the spot market here that Bitcoin is slowly resisting. And also we have this huge resistance line, which here I have marked in green. I should probably change that color to like a red. This area is where a lot of people who felt they were burned by Bitcoin might take a selling approach and start selling Bitcoin into this area. So we have to look out for that. Then finally, we have to look at the CME, and we can see that at $9,300, we have the line in the sand, which is 78.6. If the bears want to hold the market down, they're going to have to start shorting at this point, or else Bitcoin is going to blast off and go higher.
Yes.
So let's see what happens. This is all a probability, but this is most likely probability because we have a confluence of events here.
Yeah, and that's exactly very important what you are saying. We have a confluence of events which create the highest probability for Bitcoin to retrace approximately at $9,300. However, of course, there's always a residual which provides the scenario that we break through. And especially because 9,300 is such a significant level, what would you say in the less likely event of a breakthrough? What would that mean for the Bitcoin price? Would that be even more bullish? Or, what would be your conclusion?
Well, if Bitcoin were to break above the 9,700 level really decisively, and you had to head over to the 10,000, I think we can say, hey, you know what, Bitcoin is like, crazy bull, and it's going to go a lot higher, a lot faster. But that's a big if.
Yeah.
So we have to wait and see. But most likely event is that we're going to try to push to the 9,300 level and roll over. And so if you're looking to take a trade on this, around the 9,300 level is where you want to enter. somewhere around there, and probably take a stop loss at the $9,500 level. Is where you'd want to say, hey, you know what, I'm wrong, and that's it, I'm out. And then you could do a 3 to 1 from that ratio. So you're playing from a huge position of strength if you take this short.
So that's also what I was actually referring to in the beginning, that we are in a very important decision time. So if the more likely scenario would play out and we get rejected at 9,300, then in that case, of course, we will have a rejection down to the, what did you mention, 8,000 US dollar level. But if we break through, actually, and also decisively break through the 9,700 level, that's where this decision point would actually come, and we will see much higher prices much faster for Bitcoin. Even though this is the less likely scenario, it is probably the scenario we would all welcome if it happens. So, Da Vinci, thanks for that kind of positive analysis, because even though we get rejected, if this retracement goes to 8,000, I mean, I would call that very healthy retracement, maybe even something we need. So this is not all too bad, guys, so do not freak out because of that, please. And now, Da Vinci, the most important thing, I mean, we always love to talk about economics and the financial crisis. It is such an important topic overall, but especially also for Bitcoiners. So you have found something interesting. Everyone remembers the ICO craze from 2017. But what about the IPO craze of 2019 and 2020? Because everyone knows what happened after the ICO space crashed. I mean, Ethereum and funding ICOs was actually the main driver of the bull market. It crashed. So right now we can see in the equity market the IPOs being one of the main drivers of this bull market. Da Vinci, please. I mean, I talked already too much. Pull it up and let's see what this one says.
Yeah, well, as you know, and we had a recession in the 2000s, and because of the dot-com bubble, and you can see that was like it's ironic how this got bubbles here, and you can see this thing really bubbled up heavy.
That's a good
Right?
one.
This is the percentage. So to read this chart, right? This is a time frame, right? And this is percentage gain after you bought the stock. 30 days later, did you actually make money? If it's higher, you made a lot of money, and if it's lower, you lost money. And as you can see, a lot of these companies, which were in blue, which means they were unprofitable, made you money if you bought the stock on the opening and sold it 30 days later. You can see on this .com. And then once we had a recession, that all disappeared. Only companies that IPO'd were ones that made money. Well, there were a few that didn't make money, but not as many. And you can see that occurred here in the next recession, the Great Recession. You can see that a lot of dark spots here. There are a lot of blue
Yes.
bubbling up, but not as much as a .com. But again, once we got into a recession, it just was only companies that were solid that were actually IPO'd. And so you can see we have gone back into this mania where, hey, we don't care about companies that don't make any money anymore. That's not logical, but whatever. And you can see we've done this. If I wish this graph had ICOs, right?
Oh,
That would be very interesting.
I mean,
Okay?
the equity market returns would look so tiny and small, right? Compared to
Exactly.
2017.
Yeah, on the 30-day opening and close, yeah, it would look ridiculous. Especially if we had it on this chart here, it'd just be just like really like crush all the bubbles here. But anyways, but a lot of the companies were none of them, a lot of the ICOs did not get up to 10 billion. Very few did. I
Yeah.
think one or two. Can you name one that actually did get to 10 billion?
What
I
do you mean?
think
An IPO?
like 10 billion in size, for example, when
Oh,
raised size.
yeah.
I think Tron did, didn't they?
In
Was
terms
it
of after listing, that was
yeah,
Tron. Yeah,
what
Tron
was
and
the size of
Cardano,
the
I think.
Cardano?
Cardano
Yeah.
also, and Tron, and I mean that's basically already it. Yeah, Tron and
Yeah,
Cardano.
exactly. Well, we don't have a lot of the big guys, but still, as you can see, as we get into this bubbly stage here, you can see a lot more companies are IPOing, and a lot of them are not making money, and a lot more than normal are not making any money, and a lot of them are losing money when they IPO, and 30 days later, you actually lost money if you purchased their stock. But there were still a lot of bubbly companies. Beyond Meat was like one of the big winners out there, and this looks like we were heading into the same kind of recession. Not as big and bubbly as the dot-com boom, but you could see it. It's a little bit crazy. It's the same, but a little bit different. There's
Yes.
more blue here than there is here, but they're actually most likely just compact in the lower area
And
here.
I want to mention something. It's not only the IPOs. The IPOs go into a basket of also a confluence of many, many indicators pointing towards an upcoming financial crisis. I mean, we have the debt levels of the government, of the public, we have the student loans, we have the interest rates, we have the bond yields, we have the monetary base, we have the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. We have so many things, and this is furthermore only one more indication that the financial crisis is actually imminent. And I mean, also, you can treat these IPOs like other assets. I mean, you can see watches, paintings, real estate, everything going up in prices because it is going up towards the US dollar, and the US dollar is just getting extremely heavily printed. And at the same time, you have the bullish sentiment, which drives the prices higher. And all of that is basically always the end of every single cycle. And this cycle is already going on for way too long. The gains are way too high. The people are way too bullish. Way too many people made way too much money. So this is really, really imminent right now. And I mean, it's sad because many people will end up very, very bad, maybe on the streets and stuff. But it is at least good that we are here, that we have the ability to be in the safe haven, potentially safe haven Bitcoin, and be educated about that. So, DaVinci, thank you so much for bringing that up. And I really, really hope that the people got a lot of value from that. Me personally, I did. It was a very nice infographic. So, do you have any important things to share before we wrap up today's episode?
Yeah, I just to mention Pandora's Wallet. We've finally enabled the tier pricing. We have like monthly prices and 3-month prices as well as the yearly prices. So if you're interested in a short-term purchase of Pandora's Wallet, that's also available. Now, I will be writing up the white paper for our for converting Pandora's Wallet into an exchange, and I will have that ready sometime next month. So that'll be interesting read, and hopefully we'll be able to accomplish that. I think so because I really want to build this. This is my thing, really. YouTube videos is not my real thing. It's building the future of finance, and because I get to be a part of something great, something to help humanity that prevents us from using government issued money that they just print and give away to the rich. And this is unfair. This is an unfair system. Now I get to create a fair system, or help build a fair system that everyone can use and everyone can benefit.
So let me say something, DaVinci. The ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. And you are one of these crazy people. So thank you, DaVinci, for improving the space. Thanks for everyone for supporting him. Also, there is a link for Pandora's Wallet given down in the description down below, in the pinned comment down below. Check it out yourself. It's a free version also. You can test it yourself for 30 days. And if you're on a budget, maybe the tier system is just about right for you. Everyone watching right now, also very important announcement here towards the end. I mean, we had a very, very, very nice speech here with also Carl from the Moon. Every one of us had one speech each here on this huge, massive stage with 12,000 people in Hong Kong. Check out the tweet also in the pinned comment down below, and make sure you tweet it here, like you like this tweet, you retweet it, and yeah, support this to get it out, because we also have some very nice statements here down below. And it was actually 12,000 people listening here to us. I mean, that was just an amazing and crazy feeling. Everyone watching also, if you want to support us, we have a Bybit link with $90 free down below. This is only for experienced traders. This is leverage trading. Leverage trading is only for experienced people. But if you are 24 seconds, one account, deposit bonus $90 for free. That being said, DaVinci, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge once again. And I think you are going to have some breakfast. And everyone who appreciates that free content, make sure you smash up the like button. And that being said, DaVinci, any last words to share before we wrap it up?
Don't get wrecked.
Do not get wrecked, guys. And we will see each other at the next one of MMCrypto very soon. And as always, guys, as always, bye-bye.